What's up, Copi community? Welcome to Consensus 2024. Fareed here, hosting the infamous Josh Jones and Rob Gregg from the Cornucopias game. Good morning, you guys. Day number 2. How you guys doing?
Good morning, man. It's great to see you. Consensus is always fun. Filming conferences with you. This is becoming an annual tradition, so I'm loving it. Always good to see you. The conference has been live. Been a ton of fun so far.
Yep. We work hard, we play hard. It's the morning. That's how I feel.
Sounds like Josh might have lost his voice last night. You guys were at a big time party yesterday. How was that?
Dude, it's every conference. Day 1 starts to take out the voice a little bit. Day 2, which is today, I'm a little sketched. Tomorrow, I'm probably in trouble.
Yeah, so I'm actually saving the best for last. I'm like, okay, today I'm going to work. But tomorrow night, especially after things wind down, I'm looking to have a good time, take advantage of Austin.
Awesome, man. I love it.
All right, so enough about just, everything else. Let's talk about the Cornucopias game. You guys obviously hear a lot of big projects, a lot of teams. Well, you're right. What are we drinking today?
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. I have a nice blue Powerade from none other than Josh, Late Game Crypto. They're behind the camera. And the Cornucopias team. So thank you all for the Gatorade, for keeping me hydrated to make my rounds and to get some content here today. What are you guys drinking?
Absolutely. I'm really glad to contribute to your hydration.
Yes, sir.
I also am drinking, well, not blue water, not as fancy, but good old H2O.
Can't go wrong with that. Rob, what you got?
I will share with you with Avatar water.
Cheers.
I didn't get the memo, apparently. All right. It's all good.
All right. So back into the Corn universe. First and foremost, while we're here, why Consensus? Why get a booth at this particular event?
Because part of our cross-chain strategy, part of our strategy in the very beginning has been to be cross-chain. And this is our first real step into a conference that's not dedicated to mostly one chain. Like some of our previous conferences have been primarily Cardano emerging conferences. Mm-hmm. This one is the first one where we have a booth at more of the whole of crypto, but I'd say a good amount of Ethereum and Base and some of the new chains that we're on. So it's just part of our strategy to really bring people in from the whole of crypto into what we're doing. I don't know if you'd add.
No.
I've actually got a question for Rob. So in terms of the setup, you guys have obviously been at multiple events now. You guys have gone from NFTLV, CNFTCon, and now here Consensus. For anybody who's checking out the booth, and I'm going to go ahead and play some B-roll here, can you explain to us what's available and what has changed and progressed since your guys' first initial setups, and what have you guys have learned, up until now?
Yeah, so today we have 4 player screens. And so we had the same at another, so we're learning and kind of evolving a bit. We have now one massive 85-inch in the middle as well that's showing some footage of around Solace. So when people come in the past, they might have just seen racing or they might have seen people running around, so they don't really get the whole impression of what we have. So now that middle screen is kind of like your focus point, and we've seen people as they're walking past, they kind of glance over. But because it's such a big screen and it's changing every 4 or 5 seconds, they actually stop. And that then either gives us the opportunity to then chat to them, or more than likely is they just tend to walk naturally more forward, and then they engage in conversation themselves. Because I think when we look at some of the other booths, I think what we have is something very special, because not only is it interactive and it's fast moving, but we also have big crowds as well. And I think, yeah, it was always a question of whether when we step up and come to a bigger conference like this, are we able to stand out, or can we stand on our own? And absolutely, yeah, we're having a really good conference.
From my perspective, you guys have definitely stood out. I didn't realize yesterday was sort of like an early day for the press community, and there was a crowd already. So today's day number 2, where we're going to get like the general populace in here, and I think a lot of people are going to be hovering towards that Cornucopias booth. Now, Josh, you mentioned earlier the fact that you guys are here to expand. For anybody who hasn't laid eyes on Cornucopias, when they come by the booth, what are some of their initial questions about, the Cornucopias game?
What is this? I think I heard that question 20 times yesterday, just what is this? And then we just go right into what Cornucopias game is. I think more than questions, we're getting a lot of, wow, this looks really cool. These graphics are amazing. This is legit. Like, we're getting comments like that. And then yesterday was the pro day, so I wish I had more perspective on the general public. Yesterday seemed to be pro pass day or whatever, so I think it was a lot of industry people and people that paid for the pro pass. But today, I'm going to be curious, what does today look like? I think it's just going to be more of a similar type of reaction where people are blown away by what they see, and that's a testament to our team and the work they've done on the graphics and the gameplay and programming and all of that. So
yeah, shout out, and go ahead, Rob.
Well, I think as you walk around, we see a lot of gimmicks. So we see a DeLorean, we see a push-up where people are doing competitions. We pull up bar. We see a lot of things. So when people come to our booth, that they're not expecting a game whatsoever. And the most common question that I was asked yesterday, maybe of about 10 people, was, how is this blockchain? So then you can gently talk about NFTs and ownership and how it's different, and then the conversation just comes naturally, and all of a sudden they're like, wow, I didn't expect this. I'm looking at DeFi or whatever, and then you can talk into everything else that we have. So we really have a niche which is really exciting and really enticing.
Well, I think it's very relatable. I'm not aware of anybody who didn't grow up playing or at least understanding what video games are. Now, Rob, it's funny because yesterday you also mentioned another narrative that you guys are now a part of, which is DePIN. So how has that been received, and what are your guys' sort of thoughts surrounding, I don't want to say riding the wave, but taking advantage of the fact that people are looking at DePIN projects. Obviously, there's other projects like Iagon, World Mobile, Helium. These are the typical DePIN projects that people know. But you guys also have the Cornucopias node. So I think it's a good opportunity, right, to also say, hey, not only are we a gaming platform, but we're also DePIN. What are your thoughts about that, Josh?
So you're right. We have emerged into the DePIN space, and quite a while back when we started just planning the nodes, that was making us lean into that direction. And it's obviously a powerful trend right now. We have something really solid with our commercial nodes software. It is coming together incredibly well, and that's thanks to a lot of Rob's proof of concept planning with a really quality team member from Cisco that's bringing in a lot of value there. And in terms of the event, I kind of wish we had more of a node stand to really capture those people really quickly. We do have these little nodes cards where they can scan it and get more information. But yeah, we talked to a guy for 20 minutes about the nodes yesterday. So it's interesting, and there is a lot going on with DePIN. So we're in a good spot to capture some of that trend. But the main thing is, this is value for our end users. That's what it's about. This is moving us towards decentralization while also improving the user experience and the user onboarding experience. And first impressions are key, So when we get people into this game that are from mainstream, all the blockchain stuff, all the game download stuff, all of that has to feel seamless and easy.
Yeah. I personally have a node. I'm looking to purchase more. It sounds like there's going to be sort of a possible sale. I'll obviously let you guys speak to that, but what are the plans between now and when the nodes go live, which I believe is July 1st, if I'm not mistaken?
I'll let Rob speak to more of the plans. We only have this month. What month are we in right now? We basically have the month of June. So for the rest of June, you can buy nodes. So go check it out on our website, get your nodes. We're then pausing, not indefinitely, but we will be pausing the node sale so that we can deliver on our promises to those original early phase node purchasers, and they start getting rewards, and then we'll reopen the sale when it makes sense.
Yeah, and for the nodes, like you say, they're going live on the 1st of July. We're doing a phased rollout. So all you have to do really on the 1st of July is register your node with our system. And we will make that live. We're testing that at the moment. So you don't actually run the node. So phase one is that. Phase two, we're then going to slowly roll out the software. So phase two of that will be downloading some software, and we'll give you instructions on that, and we'll do some tests. And then phase three will actually be running the nodes. This will probably happen over 3 to 6 months. This whole phase maybe longer. It'll just take however long it takes. But once what we have is we have 26 million Copi that we have for the very first year of rewards. That is divided daily. So every day there is a fixed amount of Copi, the same fixed amount, and that will be distributed to all the active node holders. Now at the moment we've sold just over 7,500 out of 20,000. So everybody's really looking about 2 or 3 times the rewards if everyone had sold. So I think it's a really good opportunity at the moment, to get some really good value out of those nodes. Learn how to get involved with DePIN, which when we started we didn't know it was a trend or a word. So DePIN stands for decentralized physical infrastructure. And be part of our infrastructure and help us to decentralize the downloading of the game. Because what the nodes do is when you download a traditional game, you go into Epic or Steam, you then want to press play, and then you have to wait maybe an hour to download the game. But with our decentralized nodes, we're able to download the game within 5 to 15 minutes, depending on the infrastructure. It's a real problem in gaming and downloading, and I think we have a really, really good working solution.
Yeah, and I'd be interested to see if this is something that can be applied to games outside of Cornucopias, where this could be sold as a potential service. Josh has a smirk on his face, so tells me you guys have probably been thinking about that.
No links.
I cannot comment on that at this time.
I don't believe you, but I'll take your word for now. Now, I know you guys have a really awesome habit of rewarding early contributors. I assume that will remain the same with potential node operators, so maybe we get some surprises down the line. But again, I am personally going to be operating a node, and I'm going to be with you guys there for the ride. All right, let's take a slight turn here before we bring on our guest, because we do have a nice juicy leak.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the actual recording experience here. So I believe this might be the first time you guys have brought on a professional filmmaker or videographer to actually record the event, right? So how's that been? Why now? And what is the expected end result with this?
Great question. How's that been? Why now? What's the expected end result? So it's been awesome. After we got started, but when you're trying to pull off a conference event and you have all of the other stuff going on to prepare for the conference and your regular daily job that you're already bottlenecked on, it was a lot. I realized, I said to him the day of, I was like, I shouldn't have tried to organize this studio shoot, because we had a studio shoot on Tuesday, the day before the conference started. Well, Tuesday was filled with debugging or problems, or there was just all sorts of problems from the not to say lack of planning, we all have too much going on, and so sometimes planning does suffer. It's just there's so much we have to do, and so that made Tuesday pretty bad. But now that it's going phenomenal. He's going to be getting beautiful footage. It actually happens to be a friend of mine from film school in college, which is part of why I'm into gaming. Gaming is just another element of being able to create, and they add that additional element of immersion. So film and gaming really tie together very well, and so that's part of why I just love being here. Anyway, it was great to see a buddy of mine from college. So that's kind of the why now. It's consensus is here. My friend from college lives right over there, and they're pros. They've been doing this for 20 years. So we got shooting with a red camera, which is a $50,000 camera. So we're gonna have some quality footage out of that, and hopefully that'll just help spread more content out there. We'll use it to fill up the content library, to just get more of our look and feel and more of our project out there in a beautiful way that people can really be because clearly if we have the power of Unreal Engine 5.3 and the quality of graphics that we have, with that look, you can't just come in and use your iPhone camera and have it translate as well. Of course, the iPhone camera is pretty good, but like we need to go pro quality, and so that's part of it too. So, yeah, hopefully that got your question answered.
You answered my question very well.
All right.
I mean, I asked like 4 questions all in one.
That's
go.
why I had to repeat them.
You did your best to answer those. For me, professionalism goes hand in hand with Cornucopias, and this goes back from like day one. You guys have never taken the shortcut. You know, I think all the way back to like the very first reveal of your first NFT, the Bubble Jet, and how at the time that was like no other mint had come close to it in terms of professionalism. And I see that being carried out even with small touches like the videographer. Now, I also didn't realize that you're into videography. I know that Matt, your brother, takes very awesome pictures. I saw him at the very first NFT LV, and he did an amazing job. So to see you guys obviously focusing more, Matt, on the marketing, but then also bringing people on to sort of do some of these other tasks, hopefully frees you guys up to be able to focus more on networking, adoption, talking to people, and getting potential investors in this space. So at this point, I want to talk about one more topic, and then we're going to go ahead and bring on our guest for today. So the very last topic is none other than the leaderboard. So maybe Rob can take this one.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts surrounding the leaderboard?
So the leaderboard is what we've revealed here at Consensus. So when you're playing the game now, the times are recorded, our back-end database, and available on our website, kind of worldwide. That's not just for racing, that's for holocaches as well. And for me, it's more than just a leaderboard on a website. This is now the big turning point for the project, where we can start getting people to come in, play the game, and we can reward them with weekly competitions for racing, for holo caches, and that actually then gives people an incentive to play the game. Because I know some people come in, they like playing the game, and you know, then it might not be as sticky as it could be, because they're waiting for obviously solace and more content to come, so we know where we're at. So leaderboards is a very first step now of getting closer and closer also to the esports league. So we're going to be doing trials with that as we're coming on, and yeah, I think this is the next phase of our project now, where we can start having game rewards, I think we will start to see a lot more users and a lot more regular users, because the incentive's there now.
Play to Earn is finally here. Congrats to you guys and the entire team. I know it's been a lot of work. At this point, I think we're ready for our guest. So, Josh, would you like to introduce him?
Yeah, we have a special team member here that got to come from a long way away. We're going to get Toby up.
All right, Copi community, we are back with our very special guest for today's Copi Cafe, Toby. How are you doing, man?
I got you. Okay.
Aber können Sie das mal wegpacken hier? Was ist denn das hier für eine Scheiße? Oh.
Where are you from, man?
Ich komme aus dem Norden Deutschlands. Ja, über Hamburg a little bit, ne? So.
And what role do you play at Cornucopias?
Ich bin Senior Environment Artist.
Excellent. How have things been for you so far?
Ja, ist warm hier, ne? Echt warm hier. Also, du bist morgens so richtig am Schwitzen. Also bei uns, da ist richtig kalt. Und hier, du gehst richtig ein in die richtige Gemme.
Ist dein Flumene Hassen?
Ja.
Alright, let's switch off the German.
Hold on, I gotta hear Rob's take on it again.
Ich weiß gar nicht, was ich hier soll.
What's
David!
David!
Well, my take's very simple. Not only are we going cross-chain, we're obviously going cross-language as well.
Cross-border.
Yeah, we're language agnostic.
You guys are living and
Absolutely.
breathing cross-chain.
Absolutely. All right. He's not here for you, man. So tell us who you are and what do you do?
I'm senior level environment artist. Working under the hood of David
Yeah.
for over a year now. Yeah, and that's really what I'm doing, helping on producing solace. and maybe in the future Esperanza, but also a couple of effects like quantum gate.
Speaking of effects, what are you drinking?
Oh, I actually got something with me, which is not. No. You can see the color. The color. This is Gatorade. There's actually some drainage water from Solace 2, I guess.
You actually brought that in from Solace 2?
Yeah, I brought that from Solace 2 because we're actually working on all the water pipeline stuff at the moment. And it's a hell of a job, because I love digital water. And the thing with digital water is because it's challenging like crypto a little bit. It's a lot of math going on in the background. And if you know digital water from regular movies, for example, these are water simulations that take hours to render. And now if you want to have something that renders like 60 frames per second and still should look cinematic, how are you going to approach this? With Unreal Engine we have some good base, but we also have the premise that we on Cornucopias want to do our own stuff and not going marketplace assets, because you don't know what you get. You can get frame drops out of nowhere, and after a couple of hours you figure out, oh yeah, that's that marketplace water. So we are going on our own. We have big lakes, we have rivers, we have waterfalls. So these are all little things where you have to do some research how nature works. How does a river really come out of a mountain? How fast does water fall? How speedy is a river actually? And for Solace 1, 2, 3, I just sat down and thought to myself, okay, let's do water. Let's do water the right way. So I first started with the lakes. Then I did.
Before that, we've had phases of water, correct? So there was 1, 2, and 3, kind of, right?
Well, we had some, I would say, placeholders.
Placeholders, okay, gotcha.
Placeholders look good for marketing, but if you're actually in the game, you want to have the real deal. So at some point, you have to produce the real deal. And and that's where I sat down, like, now's the time. It was like 3 months ago. Now, sit down doing material blueprints every day, researching how water looks, looking at a lot of YouTube videos in 4K about how river water works a little bit, and then digging into step by step.
Well, I'll just comment on it. And that is our leak right now. It happens to be a video that is showing in full at our booth. You showed it to us last night.
They didn't know. I was just a little surprised.
Yeah, it was just a little surprise. We weren't even talking about the game. He comes up and he's like, "Let me show you something." Anyway,
don't get me.
It was just on the phone. You're not in trouble. You're good. It was just on his phone, and I'm telling you, some of the talent on our team, it just amazes me. I was blown away. The water is remarkable. The entire scene coming together with the weather system, with the day and the night cycle, and the time of day you chose for some of these shots. Beautiful. Unbelievable. I cannot wait to get in there and start fishing. I don't know, what was your impression?
Yeah, to have a water leak, I mean, the ultimate leak.
The ultimate leak.
We will show you that video later on in the episode, and if you look closely in the water, you'll see some trout.
Yes, you will. That was a great one, by the way, Rob. So hold on, you're using actual. It's the same molecular structure for this water, right? Or is it slightly modified?
Science.
Is it H2.50? H3O. All right, no.
It was only way
what you did. Sorry, we're being ridiculous. What you did was amazing, man.
Thank you.
I'm glad we get to leak some of that today.
And we just at the beginning. So the video you will see some lake stuff, but yeah, we didn't have the footage for rivers and the waterfalls yet, so they're just coming after consensus, a little bit like a week later.
Yeah.
But I need to fly back to Germany for all the 12 hours, so...
Long flight, huh? You've come a long way. Oh, did you have something?
I just have a quick question for Tobias or Toby here. You know, as somebody who's typically behind the scenes, right? We've got Rob and Josh here, always the front, always sort of kind of carrying the Cornucopias vision. How does it feel to see and to hear people appreciate your work here in person?
Well, it's a difficult question. I wanted to visit the United States for over 30 years. So that's kind of a bucket list thing. And just going outside here for the first time, it's like GTA 5 real life. It is just what it is. But seeing Josh, Rob, and all the others, it's like I've seen them yesterday on a call, you know. So it's like we just know each other somehow.
Yeah.
It was like we've just grown a little bit of family, I think, over the last 2 years or 3 years now. Yeah, no, 2 years. I'm in 1.5 years.
But you've worked for some big studios with some really prominent people as well, haven't you?
Sort of.
Yeah, you brought a few friends to a dinner, industry friends from some well-known.
Yeah, actually, one of the co-founders from Star Citizen. He wants to show up today.
Well, let's get him in. Yeah, it's good to have some industry connections. I'm glad you got to come here and see some friends that you've worked with in the past. That's pretty amazing. A testament to your talent and the work that you've done as well. Obviously, to your last comment, being able to see this guy.
You are
in
real?
person. Yeah, you're not just digital.
I thought you were just on Copi Cafe.
Yeah, so it's
Thanks for having me.
That's the thing about, and people are like, why do you bring so many of the? Well, because we work all over the world, and this is an opportunity for us to get our team together, and so we're gonna get as many here as we can. The funny thing was, consensus is they don't quite give you as many passes as the Cardano conferences have. So I am very grateful for our Cardano conferences around that matter. We had to fight. We're just like, give us a couple more, give us a couple more. But anyway, we're so glad to have you here.
You've been with us for a while. When did you join us? You're one of the first, weren't you?
Yeah? Or 15? 1.5 years ago now.
Yeah.
You're
doing great.
Wow, yeah, you've been doing some really good work for a long while, and I think you also.
And thanks to Kai. Hey, Kai.
Kai's brought you on as well. But you built, didn't you build a lot of the track art as well for Kalido? I remember you showing us like the frame of was it the start and end zones?
For the Kalido race stuff. Yeah, a couple of things.
So you don't just do Solis. You've worked on all parts.
On other stuff like the whole stuff. I'm sorry, falling back into German. Oh, Start und Endreck.
See.
See? Oh, that's Spanish. Guy.
Yeah, my bad.
Well,
all right. Well, man, it's great to have you on. Thank you for joining. Fareed, did you have any other questions for him? Or?
No, I think we can go ahead and round it.
Okay.
Oh, good.
A phenomenal leak. You've seen it in the background. Check this out. Also, stay on because we've got this is Copi Cafe 93. We've got some amazing customer or booth visitor testimonials coming through for you guys to see reaction videos. Thanks again.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. Is that a German for a goodbye?
Cheers.
I thought it was Auf Wiederheisen or something.
Cheers.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Cheers.
I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. I'm in a game all day.